welcome to the Grounds Crew. My name is Alex.
And I'm Randy.
Boy, it's been a while since we got on for a podcast, but what time to start than now? What better time? So, it's the holiday season. Baseball teams are looking for their needs, their wish lists, if you will. So we're going to start off with the AL East doing this right now. Let's go with Baltimore. Their projected lineup is Jackson Holliday at second base, Jordan Westburg at third, Gunnar Henderson at short, the newly acquired Pete Alonso at first base, Adley Rutschman at catcher, the newly acquired Taylor Ward in left field, Dylan Beavers in right, Colton Cowser in center, and Samuel Basallo as the DH. Anything jumping out to you guys that you think they need to improve that lineup? Because they were bottom of the barrel last year. They do have the newly acquired Pete Alonso and Taylor Ward. They did rank 24th in batting last year. What are your guys' thoughts?
I don't think you will. But there's one thing. I don't think Pete is cares about the limelight. I think he just wants to do his job. He could have a breakout season. He could be formidable in that lineup. It all depends who's hitting in front of him, who's hitting behind him. Yeah. If he gets protected, he's going to be seeing some different pitching. It's not as bad as it used to be, where you move from American League to National League and you move to different leagues and you take you a year or whatever, or you'd have the upper hand. I think since they have the interleague play, they play each other all the time. They know who's who.
Well, sorry, I thought you were done.
But I think I'm just surprised that he decided to land in Baltimore. It's quiet there. It's close by, still close by to New York. He's not far away. I thought for sure he'd be a Yankee, but there must have been something there. It hurts the Mets.
Well, that Juan Soto contract's looking really questionable now. But that's a whole nother topic.
We could spend a whole cast on talking about what Juan didn't do last year.
Anyways, Pete Alonso last year did have 38 home runs and an 1 OPS. 871 now being the highest of any Baltimore hitter as of last season. So it definitely improves their lineup. A quiet season?
He had with the Mets, to me, it was a quiet season. You didn't have those outbursts of, everything was centered around what Juan was going to do. And Lindor had a good season, but it was quiet and they didn't make the playoffs. So everything is drowned out in New York, at least on the Mets side. Yeah, Baltimore, if they get some good pitching, could be formidable next year. Could be.
Oh, I agree. Do they need to tweak anything else in their lineup? They already added Pete, Taylor Ward. Do you guys think they need to add anything else to that lineup?
Yeah, 7 more batters.
They got a lot of young kids still. If that Jackson Holliday ever shows up, or really plays the kind of ball that they're all predicting, it could be fun in Baltimore. I mean, I don't know.
I think they need to make a decision before the season starts, before spring training starts. Do they believe in Jackson Holliday, or do they trade him and get something else? Right now, I'm not a believer. I'm not a Holliday believer. I really do think that they would be best suited to find someone else to replace him, but that's just my opinion. Baltimore fans know more, I would say, but
it's early. It's so early. He's so young.
I don't realize either the fact that Taylor Ward is in Baltimore. Taylor Ward had a really good year last year. At least the pieces I saw, the bits and pieces I saw of him. I think he's going to do really well there, but anything to get off the Angels roster. I mean,
792 OPS last year for Taylor Ward.
Yeah, he was a teammate of mine. I had him on my teams for several times. I think a lot of us had him on our team.
Yeah,
at some point. Yeah, that's a guy that bounced around our fantasy league.
Good hitter. We might blink in June and find Baltimore up by 10 games.
Last year, I predicted them to win the East,
and that didn't happen. Yeah.
No, they finished last or second to last.
Toronto surprised me last year.
Toronto surprised everyone except Toronto fans. Maybe even some Toronto fans were surprised. But
and that's where the quiet Santander, who Baltimore gave up on, didn't give up on and let go up there. And that was interesting. They got some good pitching last year from their pitchers.
Yeah, Baltimore did, or Toronto did rather.
Toronto did so. Can't believe, yeah.
So I think in order for Baltimore to be successful, at least on the hitting side, we'll get to pitching in a second. I think Adley needs to produce like he did in his first 2 seasons. These last 2 have not looked good for him. And I do think that they need at least one more bat in that lineup. They need to add one more guy. And if Adley's performing like he should, I think their lineup would be okay. But I think they need to wish for one more hitter.
I can't believe we don't have Paul here to talk about this.
I know. It's so sad.
Where are you?
Yeah. Well, let's just put it this way. I mean, I don't know if they're going to be able to get another hitter in that lineup, but adding Ward and adding Alonso, that's already an upgrade.
That's a big
They've just got
upgrade.
to get consistent play out of Mountcastle and some of these other players that we know the names. I remember them. Some of these guys are on my team. Gunner's got to progress, but I think a lot of things revolve around Jackson Holiday. Jackson Holiday is huge to the team, and he's got so much upswing on what he can possibly do. And you cultivate that with some good pitching. I don't know if they're pitching. I mean, so they just signed Zach Eflin. We don't know what you're going to get with Zach. He just signed another contract, I guess, for 1 year, $10 million.
Yeah, I did see that they re-signed Eflin. They have also acquired Ryan Helsley, Shane Baz, and Andrew Kittredge.
Yeah,
so
Helsley's
they're
going to be
moves.
positive. They are. You're right. I'm looking at this. This is exciting because I haven't looked at a roster in baseball since I let it get away from me and I lost. But just Cade Povich and Trevor. These are guys that I watched last year. And Tyler Wells. I mean, these are guys that. Hey guys, Boston. Who's their manager? Oh, it's Craig Albernet. It's Craig. Baltimore's manager is Craig Albernet. So it's they've got some potential. Holy moly, this is good. This is good for them.
The acquisition I like the most is one of the bullpen arms, Kittredge. Baz and Helsley did not have great years last year.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is they lost their best pitcher in Grayson Rodriguez in the Taylor Ward trade.
Oh no!
Wow, so I didn't know that. Okay, so I was curious. Was Taylor Ward a pickup and draft? So he's pick up in a trade. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Pete Alonso was free agent signing, and Taylor Ward was a trade, and they lost Grayson Rodriguez in that one, which is their best pitcher right now, was their best pitcher. So
and it looks like
their hitting's improved and their pitching has not.
Yeah, they picked up Shane Baz too.
Shane Baz, yep.
Shane Baz
had a down year.
But I remember him, and he pitched. I mean, I had Zach Eflin for a while, and he gave me a bunch, but his arm just gave out on him. Right. They've got players in place, pitching-wise, that they could surprise. That even Kyle Bradish showed he could pitch last year.
Yeah,
a lot of these guys. This is. I'm not a. Yeah, you're right. I wish Paulie was here for. Someone. This Baltimore is got potential this year.
Yeah, their current starting rotation predicted is Trevor Rogers, Kyle Bradish, Shane Baz, Dean Kremer, and Zach Eflin. Which, if everything goes right for those guys,
right?
It didn't last year. It didn't last year for most of them. But if everything could go right for those guys, that's a good rotation.
Yeah.
My favorite two in that rotation is Rogers and Bradish for sure. That's a good top 2 right there. So,
yeah,
do they need anything else, pitching wise?
Well, I don't think you can ever be without pitching. Just whenever you can get an arm, you go and grab them. Yeah, I think everybody needs pitching because arms go. Just ask the Yankees. They didn't blink their eyes, and they lost 2/3 of their staff before they even got started last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm Baltimore, I at least want to get one more starter. Zach Eflin had like a 5-something ERA last year. He's a decent 5-piece when he's on, but I think they need one more starter to really boost that rotation. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah. Who's next?
All right. What?
Dean Kremer?
Yeah.
Did he come over from San Diego? Was he on there last year? Or did he come over from San Diego?
He was with
the Padres. I think he came over, or he was with somebody else. He came over too. They've got a few extra pitchers here.
No, Kremer was. They had Kremer last year.
They had Kremer. Okay, they had Kremer last year. Okay, yep.
Yeah, they're also expecting Felix Bautista to return in
He's
August.
on there. I see that.
That's not going to help them until later in the year after the All-Star break.
I think Cleveland's expecting Clase to return too.
We're not going to talk about that right now. That's a topic for a whole nother time. You should be sorry for that one. That's a low blow to Cleveland.
Beginning, probably.
I don't know if I said this earlier, just to wrap up Baltimore, but their pitching did rank 25th last year. Batting ranked 24th. Their pitching ranked 25th. They were absolutely horrible.
And ended up in last place.
Yeah. Next team to talk about is the team to talk about, the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, you and your Red Sox, yeah.
Me and my Red Sox.
You and your Red Sox.
All right, so last year, Boston ranked 7th in batting. They have so far acquired Wilson Contreras, and Bregman has declined his player option, making him a free agent again. Their projected lineup is, as of right now, it is Roman Anthony, Jarren Duran, Wilson Contreras. Roman Anthony in left field, Jarren Duran DHing, Wilson Contreras at first, and then Weiler Abreu in right field, Trevor Story at short, Carlos Narvaez at catching, Marcelo Meyer at third, Romy Gonzalez at second, and Cedon Rafaela in center field. When you guys hear that lineup or look at that lineup, what do you think is missing? What do you think they need?
Big Papi.
I mean, yes, I agree. They need a big power hitter, like a big power hitter. Pete Alonso would have been perfect, but, he went to Baltimore.
Yeah, they with getting Wilson Contreras, I read a great article about how that basically they pretty much are done with Tristan Casas, but I like that kid. It just obviously injuries get to you, and I seen him. I think I had him on my team too at some point in time or whatever, but he has a beautiful swing, but he just can't keep healthy, and
he can't stay healthy. Got hurt last year and isn't predicted to come back until May.
Till May now, yeah. I read that.
When the ball just pops off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It does. He's got a baseball body. Okay.
He's a big kid. He's a big kid, and he's got a sweet swing. It's just that when you're hurt all the time, especially at the age of 25, that doesn't spell you good, and he's getting replaced by a 33-year-old. But you didn't mention Trevor Story. Is he still with the team, or is he somewhere in there?
I did. What? He's projected to bat fifth.
And what are you going? Do you have him at short? Still,
he's projected at shortstop. Okay, there's two things.
That's a lovely story, I should say. That's a nice story. I like Trevor Story.
I like Trevor Story too.
Yeah.
There's two things I want Boston to do. I need Bregman back.
Yeah, you gotta get. I don't understand why he's not signed yet, but
and after you get Bregman, I need someone who could play shortstop.
Yeah, that's not gonna. Yeah,
Trevor Story, great comeback story.
Yep, great comeback story. Yeah.
Last year was the first year he was actually productive for the Red Sox since being signed.
No.
And he had the third most errors in all of baseball from shortstop.
Yeah. Liability.
The Red Sox had the most errors in all of baseball. I think they need to grab a shortstop or someone that could play shortstop and stop all these errors and hopefully be a better bat too. I mean, I still want Story on the roster. Maybe move him to second base instead because I don't think they know who's playing for sure second base. Right now it says Romy Gonzalez. I love Romy Gonzalez. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that lineup. They need to re-sign Bregman, and they need to get someone who can actually play shortstop. Now, if that means Cedon Rafaela coming from center field,
that's what I was going to mention. Put Rafaela back at short and go get put someone else out in the outfield. But
an outfielder.
Yeah.
He just can't play shortstop anymore. I can't see 19 more errors from a shortstop. I can't see the Red Sox having another 116 error season, leading baseball in all of errors. I just can't. I don't want to watch that. And I know all Red Sox fans don't want to watch that either. It's bad.
14 games over 500 last year in third place. And they were knocking at the door all year. Boston can play some baseball. I haven't even touched. I know where you're excited, and that's on the pitching side. And I'll let you roll into that. Yes. I'm not going to steal your thunder there. Batting, 89 and 73.
Seventh best offense in all of baseball.
Yeah.
Now,
They
if
were
this
for me. They were a
means
surprise last year.
if I would be fine with Bregman moving to shortstop if they re-signed him. That
Bregman?
was his original position.
Oh my!
The Astros had Correa, so they moved him over to third, and he's just been a career third baseman. I'd be fine moving him over to short. I don't want to see Trevor Story as shortstop anymore. Or they signed Bo Bichette
Good luck with
and
that.
Alex Bregman.
Bo's a liability.
I mean,
His time has come. Yeah,
Um,
but he could. Bo could be. Bo would be in that market. He might work out just fine. It's tough going from third to short, though. A lot of guys go from short to third, but you hardly hear it going from at least from third to short.
The reason why I think he could do it is because he came up as a shortstop.
Right.
He only moved over to third because they had
There you go.
Correa.
Right, exactly.
transition, Alex, right?
It's extremely difficult. We
All
really
right,
got to stop with these
we'll
Moneyball
talk about
quotes.
your pitching now.
All
We'll talk
right.
about your inflated pitching that happened over there.
All right. Last season, the Red Sox had the fourth best pitching in all of baseball. And so far during the offseason, they have went and acquired Sonny Gray and Johan Oviedo.
Mm.
And I love those. I love those acquisitions. I love them. Sonny Gray,
Snuggling for the camera.
pitching in Boston. I think he'll have a better ERA than he did last year. Not tremendous, not the old Sonny Gray of possible Cy Young contender, but he'll still be a productive starting pitcher for the back end of the rotation, or even front end of the rotation. I think Sonny Gray is great. Johan Oviedo showed promise in Pittsburgh last year. Only one person I could really think of showed promise in Pittsburgh last year, so I'm good with that. I would like them to add one more starter to their rotation. Right now, it's projected their rotation to be Crochet, Sonny Gray, Brian Bayo, Cutter Crawford, and Patrick Sandoval. I don't even see Johan Oviedo on that list, but I'm assuming he's going to take the 5 spot. I really like Oviedo. And their bullpen was decent last year. Chapman had one of his best seasons last year, which was really fun to watch.
It looked awesome last year. Wow.
Missile was back last year.
Since Missile is getting older, I would like them to go out and get one more reliever. I would like a starter and reliever. That's all I want for their pitching side of things. I don't know what you guys see, if they even need anything. I'm just not comfortable staying with what they have.
I'm looking at their lineup. I'm looking at their pitcher stacked here, and a lot of these names are very familiar to me. Had him on my teams. I don't see the kid there. I guess he didn't sign with them. Is he there? Why is he not there? What's his name? He's not there anymore. He was a kid you and I were back and forth trading, trying to get, and you were trying to get, and I was trying to get. I don't see him there anymore. I can't remember his name. I'm just gonna have to. You're gonna have to refresh me. I mean, it's not. He's not.
Was it Dobbins?
No, I know Dobbins is gone, but it's the other kid.
Yeah,
the other kid. There's one more kid that you and I.
Fitz.
You and I were. What's that?
Fitz?
No, not Fitz. Undeveloped. No. Totally. Watson, Weezert, and Sonny are going to love pitching together because they both hate the Yankees. Sonny's already made it how much that's going to be great. I mean, the Yankees are going to have to face Sonny Gray, and that's going to be every one of those games are going to be good. Or every Boston Civic. What's the young kids? Oh my goodness, I can't actually. Connolly Early. Yeah, Connolly Early is going to be a good pitcher too someday. You got rid of that nut job. Your nut job's gone.
Job?
The one that was the Dodger. The Dodger that came back home again, and then what's the name? Yeah, he's the one that got thrown out of a game for arguing with the referees, with the umpires.
I was talking about the redhead guy.
Yeah,
The big
redhead
redhead.
nut job. Yeah, he would argue. He got thrown out for arguing and got tossed from a game in the middle of the game, and he was pitching well.
Dustin May.
No, Dustin May. No, not Dustin May. What's his name? He was Flaherty. Flaherty was Detroit, Los Angeles. But the other guy that you had, Tanner Houck. But what's his name? Oh my goodness.
Bueller?
Gracious. There you go. Hey, Mr. Bueller.
Bueller was released in the middle of the season last year, and Philly picked him up.
Philly got him right, but he was a head case of the whole. I remember dealing with him, but. That
was one acquisition I didn't love that they made, but I was happy they did something. So I was like, okay, let's see what he does. But I never liked the Bueller acquisition to begin with. Bueller. All right.
I don't think you need anybody else. You got a good team there.
What's Dustin May doing?
I thought I heard him sign with someone. I could look that up while you guys talk Yankees. How about that? Yankees batting, they are ranked first in batting. Their lineup, as I pull it up right here, NYY, their predicted lineup right now is Trent Grisham in center, Aaron Judge in right, Ben Rice at first base, Stanton at DH, Jazz Chisholm at second base, Jason Dominguez in left field, Ryan McMahon at third, Jose Caballero at shortstop, and Austin Wells catching.
Can I throw some stuff out there real quick, and then I'll
Shoot.
a few pieces. And first of all, we got Ahmed Rosario signed today, so that's going to play into that lineup you just mentioned because he's in playing more than likely third or short. They picked him up. I like that Trent Grisham signed. I think that's great, but really thinking that Jason Dominguez is overrated.
Love it.
Looking to trade him to the Marlins for one of their two young arms at both years last year. And I would love to see them do that and make that move while the ceiling is still pretty high on what people think of Jason Dominguez. I don't see. I'm not sold on.
Two things real quick, just to double back for a second. Dustin May has signed with the Cardinals.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes.
And Jason Dominguez last year, he had 10 home runs. And what is that? That is a 719 OPS.
That's not terrible. But still, I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen enough of Jason Dominguez, but the one thing they are looking for pitching, looking to bolster their pitching, and they were trying to get Sandy Alcantara from, or Alcantara, however you say that, I don't know. Different announcers say it different ways. They were trying to get him, but the Marlins have pulled him off the table, which I believe the Marlins are bluffing.
They're the Marlins. Everyone's on the table. Give me a break.
But what a gift they found late last year in Cam Schlittler, however you pronounce that name. That guy amazing last year. And looking forward to it. That's what I got to say on the Yankees so far. And what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with. I don't know if I could take another season of Jason Dominguez, but I read a good story. About him producing in the winter leagues, that he's found himself. But I think with a young kid, he was touted to be their center fielder, and they pushed him into left. He wasn't obviously prone to playing a good left field. We saw it many times. I like him from a standpoint that he's a switch hitter, and he's still young enough that perhaps this could be his season. He's only 22. They signed the kid when he was 16.
Yeah,
I like the signing of. I think probably the outside of Aaron, one of the most steady players on the team who didn't play day in and day out till towards the end of the season was Trent Grisham. He deserved that contract. I think he was a surprise. Be interested seeing if he, at his age, can he come back to back with seasons. We're going to certainly see. Yankees have holes, unless Volpe changes, something happens with Anthony. We're going to have problems at short. We're going to have problems in the catching position. Austin's got
Volpe's out till next October.
So Volpe's now gone because of what's happened. That actually might work out to be okay, because then I think Jose will do just. I'd like to see Jose put a full season in New York. That could be special. At short, Caballero, if they go there with him. Ryan McMahon at third base, a full season, getting New York under his belt. In the Yankees, they finally got Spencer Jones sitting in there. That could be a surprise.
That could be.
If he does anything compared to what Aaron was able to do, it could be exciting times. And we never know with Giancarlo. If he doesn't get hurt, he'd probably hit 50 home runs and 100 RBIs, 120 RBIs if he doesn't get hurt. But we always got to believe minimum hurt. Minimum, exactly. Pitching, I'm not worried 1 ounce about the Yankee pitching. If they get any more pitchers, it's going to be doomsday for the American League East, as far as I'm concerned.
So right now, let me just go back on what something you were talking about. I guess what we've been talking about. Jason Dominguez. I think he has a better chance to perform this year than Jackson Holiday. I'll throw that out there. I like Dominguez more than I do Holiday, so if I gotta choose between one of those two, I'd choose Dominguez. Ryan McMahon. I was so confused why the Yankees traded for him. I think there was something to do with defense because they didn't like Jazz over at third, but McMahon was having a horrible season in Colorado. The easiest place to hit. And he was having a horrible year.
Yep.
And he ended up with a sub 700 OPS. Caballero, I think they got him for defense too. Again, another sub 700 OPS. That's just how much are they? Are they more focused on defense because of the curse of the fifth inning, or do they want to hit the ball?
They already got hitters. I'm not worried about. I mean, Bellinger's not even in the mix in this, and if he comes back, he'll fit fine in that lineup. He's already showed he can produce. But you're right. I think defense has been something has hurt the Yankees, and they've got guys that, Ryan McMahon is steady at third base. Volpe was in the midst of making great plays at short. He also was a liability at short. Dominguez was a liability in left field. Unless you leave Dominguez in center field, I'd rather have Jackson Holiday. I disagree with you on that one. I'd take Jackson Holiday. Oh, yeah, because Dominguez, I think in New York, Holiday is going to be just fine in Baltimore. There's no pressure there, but there's pressure in New York, and they'll boo him the first at bat. The first mistake he makes, they'll boo Jason, because now they've seen him for 2 years. He blew his rotator cuff a couple years ago, and he was out, and and then he showed up last year, and we were going to have this big year, and and he showed signs of brilliance, but it wasn't steady. Pitching, the Yankees got all the pitching. I mean, I'm running down here. It's scary, dude. It's scary. This is exciting, Alex Sr.
But before we get to pitching, do the Yankees need to make any moves for their line?
I want Bellinger back.
Yeah,
Bellinger?
Yeah.
He proved he could play in New York at his age. I'd love to see him back.
Yeah, I think that's all they need, and I think they need to make Ahmed a part of their lineup.
I've been a Met fan for a long time. When you just mentioned that they signed Ahmed is going to be nothing more. Can't hit a curveball, can't hit sometimes. It drives me crazy. Solid defender. You cannot possibly get a better player than that. And he might be just the kind of guy that just sits on the bench and gets a shot to play if someone gets hurt, and the Yankees look like, wow, what a bunch of minds they have. Cashman's on the hot seat this year.
Do you think he gets fired if you guys don't win
No,
a World Series?
I just think he'll step aside. I don't think there'll be any firings that'll be of that. The same with Aaron Boone. They'll agree to part ways. That's what they'll do.
So being fired, okay.
Which is the same thing. They'll agree to part ways.
I don't know. I think they like it. I don't know.
I'm looking at the roster of the Yankee pitching, and if these guys are healthy, nobody touches them.
Until you get to the bullpen.
Well, I'm not too sure about that either, because
so last year, just hold on 1 second.
Go ahead.
Last year, their pitching rotation as a whole, bullpen and starting rotation, ranked 14th in the league, right? And so far this offseason, that you guys have lost Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, Mark Leiter, and Ian Hamilton.
Where did Ian go to?
I could look that up. I'm not
surprised.
sure.
I knew about Devin, knew about Devin, knew about the other two. Yeah, but Ian Hamilton was a surprise to me.
Coming into his own towards the end.
He's with the Braves.
Went to the Braves. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Same.
Dover, New Hampshire. Ian Hamilton. Don't see many New Hampshire guys on these lists.
Let me throw this at you. So, since the Marlins have pulled Sandy off the table, they said it will take an extraordinary offer for them to reconsider. So I don't think it's Jason Dominguez they're looking for Sandy.
One guy they're looking for.
They may trade Edward Cabrera for Dominguez, or if not him, Yuri Perez. I would love to see Edward Cabrera come over. Last year, 3.53 ERA, strikeout, 123 WHIP. I think he would do better on a better team.
I think you might be exactly right about this, Alex. That Junior. That I'm looking down here. They may have lost a few pieces to their pitching puzzle when it comes to the bullpen.
Really?
I'm not too concerned about Devin Williams. I think I mean, all this flair about his ghost pitch and his mesmerizing ghost pitch. He did show better. But they'll probably put Ryan Yarbrough back in the bullpen. He'll go in there with Timmy Hill was a good re-sign on that one. Chase Hamilton, yeah.
If I am the Marlins, just going back to that, I just looked up the stats of the three players you said: Yuri Perez, Edward Cabrera, and Alcantara, however you say it. I've heard it so many different ways. I believe he's even won a Cy Young, but if I'm looking at the Marlins staff, he's the one I want to trade the most. He just came off his worst season of his career, upwards of a 5 ERA. If I'm the Marlins, they take Sandy off the table. I'm like, that's fine.
Right, that's why I think they're bluffing. It
doesn't make sense. If someone's interested in Sandy, they should be taking it and saying thank you.
Yeah.
Why are they holding on to a guy who had a 5-something ERA last season? It doesn't make sense.
But Sandy showed great signs of pitching last year. I had him on my team, and he flared for me tremendously. He provided. The Marlins want one player from the Yankees, and the Yankees ain't going to give him, and they haven't given to him. They haven't succumbed. Just like they didn't succumb. They didn't succumb with our second baseman. I always draw a blank on his name. He's now with the Detroit Tigers.
Torres.
They weren't going to. Yeah, Torres for years. They got him in the gift they gave to the Cubs back in 2016. Everybody wants Spencer Jones, and they're just not going to give him Spencer Jones. That's who Marlins wanted, was Spencer Jones. There was players, as other teams want Spencer Jones in their deal, and the Yankees are just not going to get rid of him. And I don't want to see him. I want to see Spencer Jones be the left-handed Aaron Judge. Let those two guys battle for 60 home runs this season.
So, as of right now, I go back to the Yankees rotation with whatever Marlins pitcher is going to be put in there. But right now, it's Max Fried, Cam Schlittler, Luis Heel, Will Warren, and Ryan Yarbrough. Garrett Cole is supposed to be able to pitch in March. With Tommy John, you never know. It might be a little longer.
Right. That's right.
Clark Schmidt is out until at least July.
So Schmidt's that long again. We're already starting the scene. What about Carlos Rodon?
October
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
So we're starting the season already in trouble.
Yeah.
We're already starting the season in trouble.
I don't think Sandy Alcantara is the
answer. Exactly.
If they could get Cabrera, man, he would be the.
Cabrera showed signs of life, and so did Yuri. Those were I remember. I think at one time I had Yuri. You got him, senior.
Yuri just came off of TJ, I believe. I want to see what he does in a full season at the big league level, because we haven't seen that yet, and he's got promise. Yuri Perez has got promise.
Yeah, he does.
I do not want him on the Yankees. I do not want Edward Cabrera on the Yankees. If the Yankees get Sandy Alcantara or Alcantara, however you say his name.
It's not Alcantara. They're missing a vowel when they do that.
Alcantara. Sandy.
If they get the Alcantara of last season, I'm fine with it as a Red Sox.
Well, yeah, as a Red Sox.
Right.
But I mean, he was coming off of Tommy John.
Yes.
Regain himself, but I just don't see it.
I mean, if teams are still seeing him as a potential Cy Young, I think you got to take whatever they'll give you. I don't think you can take a chance on a 5.5 ERA coming into next year as a Miami Marlin player. I think you just got to take what you're given for Alcantara.
I agree.
Still a little bit on the early side, but still, though, seeing that the Yankees already have issues at the pitching, I didn't know that Rodon was going to be gone all the way there. I'd forgotten. I'd heard it, but I'd forgotten it. So they've got some issues. No wonder they're looking.
And I think they need a pretty big bullpen overhaul.
Yeah, well, that could be Doval. That could be Camilo Doval. Doval showed really good signs, but you might be right, Pop, about them letting Devin go.
I mean, the bullpen was a problem for him last year, right? And they had Devin Williams. I think they just need to go and get some more relievers. Right now, they have two guys projected to be in the bullpen who have a 5.53 and a 6.23 last year. And that was Jake Bird and Paul Blackburn. I think they need to get rid of them. I think they need to add 2 relievers. That's just my 2 cents on how I would see the Yankee roster and what I would think they need.
I don't know why they re-signed Blackburn, but they did.
Yeah, I don't.
They must
I
see
don't
something
know.
in them.
I don't know. The only thing is a big right-hander. Maybe they wanted that, but they're going to be needing a big season from Will Warren, and they're going to be needing a good season from Will Warren, and then obviously Luis Hill, if he can come back, he can come back to what he pitched like. They're going to need him, and then I guess there's a lot of investment on this Chase Hampton. If he can be the pitcher that he's possibly could be, that could be.
Trying to find the Japanese guy, Tatsuya Imaya, something like that. Whatever. I don't know how to say it.
They signed him.
They're trying to.
They're trying to. Yeah. Are there any big names of starting pitchers left on the market? I don't think there is, right?
Let me look real quick to see who's still available from starting. I can't think of it on the top of my head right now. See, Dylan Cease is already signed. We'll get to him in a minute. Let's see. Framber is still a free agent. He's a free agent. Ranger Suarez is a free agent as of right now.
Well, those are 2 good names right there.
Nick Martinez, Chris Bassett, Zach Gallen.
No good Nick Martinez. 1 game on, 1 game gone, or 1 game on, 2 games gone. But he can pitch. The guy can pitch.
Yeah, the biggest names I'm seeing: Valdez, Suarez, Martinez, and Bassett.
Bassett's the old former Met who's Toronto, right? Yeah, his arm started to hang last year at the end of the season. They won't need him because they found Sal Savage.
Savage, yeah.
Savage.
Oh, wow. What a guy.
Gem, huh? Oh, yeah.
Started the year off in low A versus the Jupiter Hammerheads.
The guy that I was flipping back to Boston was your buddy Luis Giolito.
Oh, Giolito.
Where did he go? Is he gone? Because I don't see him on the roster.
He signed a 2-year deal, and
with
that
Boston?
was year 2. Yeah.
Okay, because he's not. I'm looking at the roster, and I don't see his name there. So he was basically a free agent just signed. Giolito's could be a good pitcher.
He's now a free agent again because they signed him on a 2-year deal. He missed the first season, got hurt in spring training. Second season was last year, so he's a free agent.
He's a free agent, and that's why he's not on the roster. Gotcha.
Correct.
There could be a steal for the Yankees. Go get a Boston Red Sox pitcher.
What
you and I were fighting over Giolito. I think I got him in. I picked him up in a little waiver action where I pulled some stunt or whatever. You texted me. I had to look back at the texts. You were thick. Why did you grab him, boy? That was fun last year. That's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do fantasy again this year for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
As the Celtics take the lead. Okay. So let's move on. I tried
watching professional round ball. I can't watch it. Sorry, guys.
Let's move on to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay Rays ranked 15th in batting last season, and they've been active so far this offseason. They have acquired Cedric Mullins, Melton, and Jake Fraley, and they have lost Brandon Lau, Jake Magnum, Christopher Morel, and Cameron Meisner. They added a couple of good guys. I think the biggest name is that they lost Brandon Lau for their lineup. Their lineup is currently projected at Richie Palacios to play second base, Yandy Diaz DHing, Jonathan Aranda at first, Junior Caminero at third, Josh Lowe in right field, Cedric Mullins in center, Taylor Walls at short, Chandler Simpson in left, and Nick Fortes catching.
Fraley and Mullins were great pickups for them.
They had to give up Brandon Lau, though.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Fraley, I had Fraley, and I think I one part was watching Mullins. Those are good players. Those are good guys. Junior Caminero is a good player.
Yeah. What do you think this team needs to be a force in the AL East this year?
Their home park, though.
Yeah, they do need a ballpark.
Yeah. They're not going to be back, right?
I can get an update on that.
I don't think they had another year. I'll tell you one thing. You go to the mound, and these guys got pitchers. Good Lord Almighty, these guys got pitchers. There's some good pitchers on that team. I had some of them myself. Yep. I think a good year from Yandy Diaz, another good year from Yandy Diaz. Mullins and Fraley come together and now are playing in different locations. Fraley was a good. I had him on my team last year. Wow, he was good. Just got to stay healthy. That's all.
As of right now, Tropicana Field is set to reopen for the Tampa Bay Rays 2026 MLB season with the home opener planned for April 2026
There you go.
against the Chicago Cubs.
Good for them.
Good for them. That's going to be a positive for them. They're going to their spread of baseball games home and away will be legit. That mess that they did last year.
Yeah, they had a lot of road games in a row. That was not fair.
I think they added some pieces, Alex. I think even though they lost a lot. I think still they added some pieces.
I think in order to be competitive, I know the Rays are going to Ray. They have their own Rays way. That's worked. It didn't work last season, but I think they need to at least get 2 or 3 more bats into that lineup. Solid bats into that lineup. I do like Chandler Simpson. He's interesting to me. He's that really, really fast guy that they have.
Yeah.
He's really interesting to me. But yeah, I think they need 2 to 3 bats to stay competitive in this AL East.
Had a good thing going with Diaz and Aranda at first base. I think they did a good job of pairing off, being lefty righty deal. I don't know. I don't. I think they'll go as far as their pitching will help them, and it's not like they don't have pitching.
Speaking of pitching, they ranked 15th in pitching last year. Could have contributed to the ballpark. I'm not going to say it didn't, but we'll just leave it at that. Funny enough, they were ranked right in the middle in both pitching and hitting. They were ranked 15th in both last year. So far, for the Rays, they have acquired Steven Matz, who was mainly used as a bullpen arm last year and did fairly well in that role. But they lost more than they gained, I think. They lost Shane Baz, Pete Fairbanks, Mason Montgomery, and Adrian Hauser. And they've only gained Steven Matz from what I'm seeing. Or maybe some prospects, but big names, Steven Matz is all they've gotten so far.
You're right. I mean, they're going to need a good season from Joe Boyle. He was a guy that they counted on but didn't really perform well. Shane McCallahan. Ryan Pepiot. Pepiot was a solid guy. Drew Rasmussen, too. Ian Seymour was one of my guys. I enjoyed having him on my team. Edwin Uceta. They've got some pitching still, even though they lost.
Right now, their rotation is predicted at Drew Rasmussen, Ryan Pepiot, Shane McClanahan. Right now, it's projecting that Steven Matz is going to be their 4th starter. Take him out of the bullpen role.
He can do that. Yep,
he can do that. And then Joe Boyle in the 5th spot.
Yep. They also got Yandres Gomez, who can start too if they need him. They've got some pretty decent. If Joe Boyle can ever come back, can pitch like one time he was pitching, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah.
And I am looking at the Tampa Bay roster right now, and Wander Franco is still on the restricted list. Still on their roster.
Wow.
I don't know how much longer he's going to be listed on their roster, but he's still listed on the roster.
He's still on the roster. Tampa Bay. You know what's good with Tampa Bay? They're going to be a pain in the rear end. Now that they're home, and they were disarrayed last year, and they were just 8 games under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something like that. I mean, 77-85 with a disarray that they had to play in a minor leagues in the Yankee minor league baseball park. Can't fault them for that. So I mean, I would like to see them get 2 more bats.
Yeah,
I think their pitching is going to turn out, especially going back into an actual baseball MLB stadium.
Right.
I think they'll be okay on that end.
I think so.
I think they need help in the bullpen. They just lost a lot of bullpen guys. I think that's my main concern for them. Is bullpen. Any other thoughts on what Tampa needs?
That, I think. Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's get to our last team of the evening, the American League champion Toronto Blue Jays. I don't think any of us saw that coming. I believe when we did the episode for predictions for the AL East, I think we all had them at the 5th spot, finishing last. And now they surprised everyone. I think they were ranked 4th, and right now their lineup is predicted to be George Springer leading off from the DH position, Nathan Lukes in left field, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at first base, Dalton Varsho in center, Alejandro Kirk catching,
Doesn't play.
Anthony Santander in right, Addison Barger at third, Ernie Clement at second base, and Andres Jimenez shortstop. I think the biggest thing they need to do is they need to sign Bo Bichette back. Or someone that produced like Bo Bichette last year.
Did Bo get hurt last year and then tailed off? That's pretty much what happened. Sort of,
I
right?
don't remember.
He was hurt.
I know Bo Bichette
but he
played
tailed
really
off
well last year.
Yeah, I don't think he
What are
resigned.
his numbers?
I don't
You
think
don't
he
think
resigned.
Bichette?
No, I don't think
Where do
he
you think
resigned.
Bo Bichette goes?
Yankees.
Oh, give me a break. Bo Bichette last season had a batting average of .311, OPS of .840, hit 18 homers, and had 94 RBIs. You don't think he's going to go back to Toronto?
If he does, they'll be. I mean, the thing that Toronto has going for them this year that they were in the World Series. They tasted something that a lot of teams have been striving for. That's the Yankees. They tasted it the year before, and then they just had they won their division. There's a chance that they had to have those that home game stuff, and they didn't win their division. But those guys tasted it. If Anthony Santander returns to his form, they'll be a tough team to beat again.
So right now I'm looking at this was an article by The Score, Brandon Weil. He has 7 landing spots for Bo Bichette. The Blue Jays, Red Sox, Yankees, Dodgers, Mariners, Rangers, Giants.
Bichette's not going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere either.
No chance. He just won,
especially after going to the World Series.
I
don't
agree.
think he goes anywhere.
I agree.
These guys he came up through the system, and they have such a camaraderie. I don't see that breaking up at all.
Yeah, I mean Vladdy and Bichette came up together.
Yep,
through the minors.
Vladdy, Bichette, and Gavin came up together. I was surprised to see that they gave up on Biggio.
I've got another article saying that he's projected to go to not Toronto, Detroit.
Was that Gavin Biggio?
No, Bichette.
Bichette.
I think he stays, but if he goes somewhere else, why do the Yankees make more sense to me? And I hate that. But I would love to see him in Boston. I want Trevor Story out of shortstop. I want Bo Bichette at short. I want them to re-sign Bregman at third. But Romy Gonzalez at second.
That the Yankees would love Bichette because of just now the talk is I read an article how they feel that they probably pushed Anthony too fast. They tried to Jeter him or whatever, but you got to remember Derek was a special deal, and it's not like Anthony has played bad baseball. He was a Golden Glove. Guy can play. It's just that it's just different in New York. It's just different in New York.
But all that to say, I don't think he leaves Toronto.
No,
you're probably right. I can see that.
Unless you wanted to come up through the organization, you go all the way to winning a World Series, and now he wants to do something different.
Well, he didn't win the World Series. That's the thing. He got to the World Series, but he didn't win. Maybe he wants to position himself with another team that he thinks, because like Randy, you were saying, he got the taste, and now he can basically go anywhere he wants.
Right. That's right.
After the season he had last year, he can go anywhere he wants.
It is relatively early in the free agent.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a dead deal. He's not getting any action. I don't think he'll be one of those players that's waiting to find a place to play sometime in February.
No. I think he'll sign by the end of January. I was going to say he'll probably sign before next year, but I'm looking at my iPad here and it's already December 30th. I'm like, how did that get?
We have to remember if we just look back. I mean, granted, the Dodgers seem to be anointed and they've done whatever it takes to win, but how many outs away was Toronto from winning that thing? Was it 1 or 2 outs away?
How many fifth innings happened for the Yankees to win the previous year? I won't. I won't.
You don't need to do that to us,
Yeah, but
It
I
was
can
nice
say
to
it
get
because I
there.
wasn't even in the world. The Red Sox weren't even
I
in the
know.
World
You're right. You
Series, so
can
I can
say it
say it.
because Boston hasn't been there in a while, but I know that the Red Sox have won a couple times since the Yankees won, and 2004 is etched and seared in my brain forever.
You're sticking out your tongue a little bit.
Have you seen the documentary on Netflix?
There's Bo. On what? On that whole thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the recent one they just came out with.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great.
Don't get me wrong. It was life altering as far as I'm concerned. From the world of baseball, it was life altering.
Oh yeah. And the fact that for about 24 hours, A-Rod was a Red Sox, that was crazy to hear.
That was crazy.
I
I
didn't know
wonder who
that.
stepped in and said no to that deal. Let me guess.
Was it Manfred in 2004?
It might have been. It might.
Well, no. It was something with the players' union said no. So
Did he actually sign with the Red Sox and then it got negated? Is that right?
So it was a trade between Texas and Boston. The Rangers accepted the trade, but A-Rod had a no-trade clause. So he wanted to meet with Boston, and Boston wanted to restructure his contract. A-Rod agreed. The players' union said no to the restructuring, and that's why Alex Rodriguez never played for Boston. I think I could say I'm glad that it didn't work out.
I can say that I'm glad it did work out for the Yankees. I think the Yankees were basically formidable every year that he was there. They won one year.
Oh,
He
they
did
were.
bring him a championship. He won one year. It was the last year we won. But it was interesting. You didn't even have to mention that San Francisco Giant. We didn't come even conversation. We were tossing Boston Red Sox. It's 1 year past due and it's gone. And the guy that was going to lead the Red Sox into the next 10 years was shipped off,
Well, to be fair, Breslow told the truth. He said when they made that trade that he thinks that they'll be around the same spot with Devers and without him. And hey, the Red Sox made it to the postseason. Yeah. They didn't have the clubhouse nuisance that Devers was being. And in fact, I think they played better after they traded him.
I agree.
Now, I would like to get a bat like Devers back into the Boston lineup. That's not a nuisance, but I think the trade worked out for Boston. I would like to see more from the big prospect they got from the trade, the big pitching prospect they got. I'd like to see more from him, but regardless, I think it was worth it. I think the Red Sox won the Devers trade as of right now.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Because
salary dump.
They got rid of his salary.
Case. Yep.
Got rid of the clubhouse problems he was causing.
Yeah. Oh, he was.
And Red Sox made the postseason. San Francisco didn't. That's my 2 cents on it.
By the way, I just want to put a tidbit out there that the Yankees are paying $22 million to DJ LeMahieu, who's out golfing all next year. He's not on any team. He's been released. $22 million.
Finish off that $90 million contract he signed a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So just to get back on track for a second, which, hey, speaking of that might be a Pete Alonso situation in 5 years, but that's a topic for another time.
Aren't the Marlins paying Giancarlo Stanton?
Yeah, I believe Giancarlo Stanton is still the highest paid player for the Miami Marlins.
My goodness. And then Sandy Alcantara? Come on.
That's the deal that Derek Jeter negotiated with the Yankees.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. Well, I mean, let's be fair. Let's be fair here, and that's how I am, and Giancarlo has handled every bit of whatever's been thrown at him, and he's not the player he was after he got beamed. And still, though, if that guy ever puts a complete, unadulterated, no injury season, people will all I go into the season hoping he does it again this year. Every year. Every time he comes up to bat, there ain't a more feared slugger outside of Aaron Judge than Giancarlo Stanton.
I was going to say, if Judge goes out with an injury, which even as a Red Sox fan, I'm saying I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, you do.
And Stanton stays healthy for a full season, he could win another MVP.
What?
After the year he just had.
Look at his years, the last 5 years. It's amazing. and you look at if you prorated the seasons that he had and all the seasons he's been hurt, if he'd been a full season, it's scary. Now that's if there's only kind of
That's a big if.
It's a big if. But they're legit when it comes to a player of his caliber. If he stays healthy, he makes and Bellinger's back in that lineup. They've got a rock solid lineup up and down the batting order, and they're the feared lineup. And a healthy Garrett Cole and a healthy man. Getting back to the Yankees, but that's all I can hope for. And that's really every team. Look at Toronto. Toronto's pitching. We haven't talked about their pitching. And why don't we go to that? Why don't you open up their pitching? Let's go to their pitching because that's probably what's going to change their team and make them better.
Yeah. But just to end the Stanton talk real quick, I did see the only guaranteed contract for the Marlins in 2028 is $1 billion.
It is.
But Blue
That's
Jays.
how much I think Carlos Stanton that they're paying $10 million to play against.
Yeah, that's exactly what that means. Exactly what that means, Senior. It's unbelievable.
And they're not looking at the 2017 MVP caliber John Carlos Stanton. They're just looking to squeeze the last little bit.
Whatever that.
You really got to stop it with these Moneyball quotes. You really got to stop it with these Moneyball quotes.
Money all apply.
It applies.
It does apply, though.
It's so irrelevant to what we're talking about. It's almost as if when you go back and you look at his contract and the structure and what they're paying, the Yankees have a deal, a great deal in Giancarlo. That's why he hasn't gone anywhere. And he doesn't want to go anywhere. And he's fine where he is.
Yeah, well.
Imagine if Stanton's been healthy this whole time. Oh, my goodness.
Can I count the World Series rings on my finger?
No, because you still have been winning.
Okay. All right, Toronto, please.
So, Blue Jays were ranked 19th in all of baseball for their pitching last year. They have so far acquired Dylan Cease, Tyler Rogers, Cody Ponce, and Chase Lee. It looks like they've already gone and gotten the guys they want for their rotation. I would still like them to get a bullpen arm because I know the bullpen is a major issue that they've had last year. And let's go to, where am I? Let's go to the Toronto pitching rotation. Right now, their rotation is Kevin Gausman, Dylan Cease, Shane Bieber, Trey Yesavage, and Cody Ponce. Oh, Yesavage is their fourth. After what I just saw, oh my goodness.
Yeah, did they lose anybody?
That's gonna be.
Did they lose anybody in pitching? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Scherzer.
I was going to say, where's Scherzer in that lineup?
Scherzer's just. I think he's still a free agent. I don't think he's lost. Yeah,
and could resign with them.
Could resign. Their bullpen's okay. I would like them to improve on their bullpen. I think that's their biggest issue.
Well, they got Tyler Rogers. Tyler Rogers is someone that's going to help.
Yes, Tyler Rogers will help that bullpen.
You got Hoffman
I would like
Lohr.
to see them get one more arm.
Yeah, Hoffman and Lohr are decent. They've got. Let me tell you something. Mason Flaherty. Oh my goodness, they're dangerous. Let's just be flat out, straight out. These guys are dangerous.
I'm just saying. What I think Toronto needs to do in this offseason, what they need to focus on from here on out, is getting Bichette back and getting another reliever.
Yeah, that's pretty limited right there. That's not too bad to only have to worry about that. And probably Bichette, you're probably all right. Bichette's just going to re-sign, matter of time. So then just need another reliever.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'd love to see Bichette wearing Boston uniform, but in Fenway Park. But that's another thing. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I think what Toronto needs to do is take a playbook from the Dodgers, maybe pick up a couple superstars on a third contract to beat them.
At this point, that might be what anyone needs to do to beat the Dodgers.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. The Dodgers, they're as far as I'm concerned, for the foreseeable future, the players they have and whoever they add, no one's going to beat them.
All right, so we went over the AL East. As of right now, if no rosters changed, if this is what they're going in with, which means Bregman's out of Boston, Bichette is out of Toronto, just as the rosters as they are right now, who wins the AL East?
Yankees.
I don't think they have the bullpen to win it. I'm sorry. They ranked
I'm going to tell you right now, I think you're going to see Boston, Yankees, and Toronto slugging it out. And if the Yankees get a healthy Garrett Cole back and Heel back, and then and Fried pitches like he is, and and maybe Warren or Chase Hampton show up, it could be interesting. Yankees, obviously, I'm rooting for the Yankees, no questions asked. But
I know you're rooting for the Yankees, but who do you think wins it? Wins the AL East?
The Blue Jays. They're going to win it again.
based on
I'm
hunger,
not confident enough in their bullpen. I'm sorry.
Well,
I think they need to get another arm or two in their bullpen, quite frankly. Jeff Hoffman did not have a great year last year. He was upwards of a 4 ERA.
but he's a good pitcher.
He is a great pitcher.
Yeah, he's a great pitcher.
When he's on. But if he's giving up these runs in late games because he's their closer, I don't think they can win the division. I'm sorry. I just don't. I know one of my students, if they're listening to this, they're not going to like me for it, but with the way their bullpen is right now, I think the Blue Jays finish third.
Wow.
Obviously, I'm a Yankee fan. I want to see them win. They only tied them. They were tied for first and then lost based on a tiebreaker. But I think the Yankees and Boston and Tampa and Toronto will be battling all year long. All year long.
Yeah. It'll be great to see. I'll be watching a lot of it.
What team handles their injuries the best way? Simple as that.
Watch Baltimore surprise everyone and win the
division.
division.
Really, you're right.
And the thing is, I can see that.
That's right. So can I. I think of all the divisions, the East and the American League, as I was slumming through them, I don't think there's anybody weak there that cannot. Could the Yankees end up in last place? Well, of course.
I think that's too much to say.
Well,
because Tampa is going to be a thorn in the AL East side. They always are. But I think that's all it's going to be, and I think they finished in fifth place.
Couple of good players. Picked up a couple of good players. Yankees go in without Cody Bellinger.
They have pitching, though.
Yeah. Yankees go in without Cody Bellinger. That's going to be a pretty big bat. No different than the bat that they lost when they let Soto go. Well, that's a possibility too there. But I think with Kyle Tucker, I think the whole thing on Kyle Tucker is he's a Christian Yelich. He's got a bad back, and you don't know whether you're going to have the whole season or not. Yeah, there you go.
Is that why he only had an 800 OPS? Is that why he only had like an 800-something OPS last year?
He went, and Paul will tell you, because Paul had him. He was one of the first picks for him.
Yeah.
And he was great. And then all of a sudden fell flat to nothing. And it was found out 3 months later that he'd been playing with a fractured hand. So
I think that might even worry teams too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly right.
You have this guy that could be a 1,000+ OPS guy, and he doesn't say anything about having a fractured hand for 3 months.
Yeah.
And his OPS plummet. Oh, that's interesting.
Did the team know about it and they just didn't divulge it? I don't know. I thought what I had heard was that he was trying to play through this injury. Found out later on, maybe he didn't know, but he knew something was wrong with his hand. Tried to play through it.
So, but they could obviously see that he wasn't the Kyle Tucker that he was supposed to be.
Right.
So you're telling me the organization still did nothing? They didn't ask him. They didn't make him take an exam, make him get an X-ray.
No idea. Does he come back now after this rest? Does he come back as strong as he used to be? I'd probably take a risk if I was he's our GM of Boston. I'd be willing to take that risk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm just thinking from a Boston perspective because, I always do. If they somehow land Kyle Tucker, I would want Boston to go and trade one of their lefties because they have a lot of lefty bats already. I'd want them to go trade a lefty, bring in a big power righty guy if they get Kyle Tucker. If not, I like their lineup as it is, and I want them to just go ahead and sign Alex Bregman again. But if they get Kyle Tucker, that changes things.
If he's on, he's a top 5 hitter.
Oh yeah, he's on. He's top 5, and that's if he stays healthy and he changes a ball club in a heartbeat. I think the reason that all was kept quiet probably is because he was in a contract year. He was fixing to be a free agent. They wanted to keep it, and people have ways of doing things to keep things quiet. And he wanted to see if he could work through it.
Being in a contract year, wouldn't you only want to show your healthy self?
Yeah,
because his OPS plummeted.
Oh, yeah.
He took a big hit.
I think he'll be better next.
Oh, I do too. I think he'll have a better year
if
next
his
year.
hand heals and he's healthy. But the only thing is, breaking a wrist or breaking a wrist. That's how important is the wrist and the hands in baseball. They're money makers, exactly. The guy that I like that I had a really nice season, quiet, but with a lot of a bunch of fanfare because he kind of sat back and it earned him a nice contract was Pete Alonso. I think Pete Alonso got it. Is going to go play in Baltimore. Things going to be quiet over there. He might have a big year.
I think he's the best hitter on that lineup now.
Well, I think so too. If anything, he adds to it in a way that makes the Baltimore Orioles formidable.
So, since we were talking about Kyle Tucker, how much is he getting paid? What are our thoughts on that?
Boy, coming off a hand injury year.
Not as much as he would have got had he been healthy.
Do you take a 1-year deal?
Here's the thing, though. Star players they come at a premium.
They do.
And they're a rarity. Kyle Tucker, when healthy, is a star player, right?
Yeah.
Top 5.
I think he still gets his massive contract.
What do you think it's going to be?
45 a year, 46 a year, 47 a year, something like that.
4 or 500 million total.
Really?
How old is Kyle Tucker?
7, born in 97. So that makes him 28 years old.
He's 28. He's 28.
He's a right fielder. It's a right fielder, so I don't think the Yankees will go for him unless they want to make him a first baseman. But I don't think Ben Rice is their guy. So
what do you think?
I'm thinking if I'm a team, I want a star player on my team. You got to be willing to give him a massive.
So 8 years, $300 million, not good enough.
I think it's 8 years, $400 million.
I think 300 for 8 is too low, for sure. 400 for 8, or maybe even 540 for 12.
12 years. You're going to pay him till he's 40?
Star players come at a premium.
We don't know if that hand is even fixed yet.
Well, that's why all contracts when signed and all trades when signed, we always get that little note saying pending physical. So,
do you think he gets $30
this
million
happened
a year?
to Correa a couple years ago with San Francisco. Yeah. Carlos Correa was a San Francisco Giant. They didn't like the physical. They withdrew their offer.
They wanted it out, and they withdrew the offer. Exactly right.
Kyle Tucker, if he is healthy, if his hand is fixed, he's a $500 million player, $450 million player.
Yeah.
And at
that's
28
why we have
years
to wait
old,
for pending physical.
Right. And at 28 years
old, turns out he's worth it.
At 28 years old, you get that contract. That's why Schwarber only got his deal at 155 million or whatever. And
that's still just 30 plus a year.
30 plus a year, but he's not going to get the kind of bucks and long-term ability that a 28-year-old gets. That's why Cody's not going to get a large contract. He's not going to get it. A lot of these guys, when you're 32, 33, 34 years old, you're not going to get it. That's just the American League East.
How much do we think Bo is going to get? As much after the year Bo Bichette just had,
400.
As much as I want him, I don't know if I trust him yet. If I'm not mistaken, he did not have a good year the previous year. In fact, it was so bad, I didn't even think they should be playing. If I'm not mistaken. Let me look this up real quick. Oh, Baseball Reference, where are you? Alrighty. Yeah, last year, was something wrong with Bo Bichette 2 years ago? He only played in 81 games, so I'm assuming so. Because even playing 81 games, he had a 225 batting average and a 598 OPS. But that's been his only down year. So I guess you could say he was battling injuries or something for 2024. I say give him the money after seeing that.
The Blue Jays gave 7 years, $210 million to Dylan Cease. They'll probably re-sign him.
They also gave Vladdy a $500 million contract.
And then the year before, they signed Santander to big dollars.
And
if
Springer.
Santander ever comes back to play the way he played those couple of years he had with Baltimore, several years with Baltimore, the Toronto Blue Jays will probably repeat. But the Yankees and the Boston Red Sox will be on their heels. They're now the target now. They're now the target.
Is Bo Bichette going to get a higher contract than Kyle Tucker?
Yeah.
No.
He does play shortstop. That's a hard defensive position.
Extremely difficult.
Extremely difficult, exactly. Let's say Kyle Tucker's 10 years, $450 million. Let's say he signs for that. How much does Bo Bichette sign? 1004 or 10 years, 400?
Bo Bichette is not a. Is Bo Bichette a top 5 player?
No.
No, but he plays shortstop.
Bo Bichette a top 10 player? No. Is Bo Bichette a top 20 player? No. He ain't getting $400 million.
Yeah,
How much do you think he's getting?
Cal Tucker's in a separate scenario, barring all the little things we know about him and his injuries and all that. Cal Tucker is, there's still people in Houston trying to figure out what were they thinking,
Maybe they were thinking they could get him back.
Well,
but I know that
You're
Houston
right.
has to pay other players. They have to pay Altuve. They have to play Yordan Alvarez. They got to figure out what they're doing with Framber. So I think that
Jordan, don't mention that name, please. He was a bust
Yordan was a bust
for me.
That can't be
last year. I ended up getting rid of him. He didn't have.
Yeah, but you got rid of everyone.
Yeah, you got rid of everyone.
Thank you. You reminded me. I like my Hunter Brown trade that I made for Jacob deGrom, who ended up going to you. I mean, there were trades I made that people jumped all over and must have said this rookie's a rookie, but I didn't know.
Yordan did have an off year for him.
You sure did. I know he was a bum for me.
797 OPS.
Still, I was able to get him in the trade with Paulie, and Paulie or David.
You got a big mouth.
That's the one problem with Yordan, though. He has struggled with health in the past, and this past season he only played 48 games, 199 plate appearances, and had a 797 OPS. If Yordan's healthy, he's top 3, top 5,
top 5 for sure.
I think what the Astros were thinking when they made the trade was we have to pay these guys first. And then we could think about Kyle Tucker. So let's get something for Tucker in the meantime. But I still think that was an absurd trade, nevertheless.
Astros took a double hit, though. When Yordan didn't play well last year and they didn't have the services of Kyle Tucker, that's 2 bona fide players right there that they lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult to recover from something like that, and that's what happened there. So, but last year was peculiar. Yeah. Have that first draft choice next year. I think I know who I'll take.
Of course you do. Alrighty. Is there anything else we want to quickly talk about? Because we are running really long for our first one back.
Yeah. Like I said, we were in our early captions. I think I'm following a lot of college basketball these days. UConn basketball, girls and boys. It's been enjoyable. Right now I'm watching the Celtics beat the Jazz. Go Celtics. Any other thoughts? Concerns? Prayer requests? I need a lot of prayer. I got 3 exams to take at FBI, Faith Bible Institute. I got to get them done by the 20th of January, so I need a lot of prayer. Any other thoughts, sir? Any other baseball thoughts before we wrap this up?
Looking forward to seeing what this Schlittler got to do. See what they bring to the table for full seasons next year. It's going to be exciting. A couple of young guys, young pitchers, showed their potential towards the end of the year and into the playoffs. It is going to be interesting to see how they do in a full MLB season. That's about all I got. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And we will see you in the next one. God bless. Good evening.